So I think we can go live now. So
Yeah.
you
How
can
do I look?
start. You look good, bro.
All
You look
right.
You
okay.
look like Mr. Mpumalanga.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
All right, so you guys do your thing.
Excellent. Are we
Okay.
ready? We good to go?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's live broadcast. I'm sitting here with none other than Mr Mpumalanga 2020. Samkelo Ngomane, welcome. Hi.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to the ABM Foundation for the work they're doing with regards to protecting and nurturing the boy child. So, how has that been going for you being Mr Mpumalanga this year?
Well, so far so good, I must say. Except of this pandemic, hey, it actually interfered a lot of my plans and our plans as a team. Because I'm working with a team and we have goals that we have to achieve at a certain time frame. So yeah, everything has been hindered thus far. But it's not just us, it's the rest of the world has been affected. So that's how we console ourselves.
Of course. And it's so sad that the first thing that I guess everybody's getting into is like the COVID. It's
Mm-hmm.
all over the place, affecting everybody, but how are you keeping productive during this time?
Oh, that's a very good question. I try. Um, you know what? At first, when the COVID started, I was like, okay, maybe this might be the break that I need because all of a sudden I was too busy. Everything was hectic, studies, and also now King Mr Mpumalanga. So it was becoming a little bit too much. So I told myself, okay, this is probably the time that I need. I'll focus more on my school and stuff like that. But then I managed to catch up because I was so far behind. I caught up. And then now I'm like, okay, I need to be working. Like, what else? Do you know what I mean? But then I tried to keep my, I try to exercise. I'm a person who's into fitness. I try to do home workouts, even though it's kind of hard. Always just focus. Be academically there and present. So those are just pretty much the only things that I do right now, focusing on me and academics.
That's great. You should mention that because you're a student at UMP. How appropriate for Mr. Mpumalanga to be at the University of Mpumalanga, and you're studying bachelor in science. Yeah, you're like a true patriot for the province. So that's good. Can you tell me a bit more about why you chose to go into science as your choice of studies?
Oh, well, simply because why? Actually, that's a good question. But I think it has to do with my grades. It has to do with my grades. Um, I was, I don't want to sound modest, but I'm actually quite good academically. So it was only right that I do sciences in my high school. So I did sciences, and then I was doing well at them, and then now it was only right again to actually now pursue them further and do it at varsity. So it was just a matter of doing what you're good at.
Yeah. So, like, do you plan to continue that path after varsity? What is your career aspirations? What do you want to become?
Well, so far, so far I want to bag this degree and hope. And
Yeah.
now, because now there's also modeling, you understand. So the boy must try to actually now try to balance. Are you gonna focus more on modeling, or are you gonna shift to academics and whatnot? But I plan on actually obtaining my PhD. That's for the future. So if I can have a PhD or even a master's at least, but I'm
Okay.
gunning in there now. I can fully focus on other things. So I'll definitely, the way that I look at my academics is sort of like a backup, a plan B. You know what I mean? Yes, the degree
Okay.
has to be a very beautiful degree so that
Yeah.
should anything unpredictable happens, I have something solid to fall back on. And I would
So you
actually a lot of young men out there, or a lot of young boys, to actually do the same. If you are talented else, do not just quit your education. You always need something to fall back on. Do you know what I mean?
I definitely agree with that. It's always a good idea to put like a safety net so you can have the freedom to pursue your goals. So if it doesn't work out, you
Mhm.
always have a backup plan. So that's excellent. Are you still there? I see I lost you for a minute.
I'm
Ah,
still. I'm sorry about
no
that.
problem. No problem. So I completely support your idea of, setting an academic base for yourself. So you said there's your academics and then there's modeling, right? How did you decide you were going to take the step and become a model?
Well, it feels like it was fate pursuing me, not the other way around. Because a lot of folks would ask me, "Are you a model? Dude, you should model this and that." So it was people who actually now brought the idea to me, of this modeling thing. But then I was not informed at all. I did not know anything about modeling really up until
Uh,
last friend, you know, kept on pressing and pressing and pressing, and finally it happened. And here I am.
and here you are. And rumor has it you're the youngest person ever to be crowned and given this title. How does that make you feel? I see you light up when you do
Yeah.
that.
Personally, I feel like it's such a huge achievement of mine, and it's not a rumor, it's a fact. Okay, it's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. Yes, the reason why I light up is because it's something so special to me. Just being the first to do something, and you sort of feel like a pioneer of some sort. So that's what I'm about, and it is really such a milestone for me, man. I really love it, being the youngest ever. What else?
Underdog. Not only the youngest, but the underdog. 'Cause you also came in with no prior modeling experience, no prior pageantry experience. You just came
that
in, and how did that happen? Please tell us what you did.
that's true. That's true. So Samkelo Ngomane did not know anything about modeling. Now he met a friend on social media. It was via Instagram. Now this friend kept on saying, "Brother, you should consider modeling. I like your looks. I like your pictures. Everything about you. It says model, 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 model." So he kept on sending me application forms of local pageantries that I somehow did not entertain, up until he sent me the application for Mr Mpumalanga, which I filled it, and then I applied, and then I got selected. Now, when I got selected, that's how the whole thing started. But the funny story is that he was also part of the competition, so we were both in the same competition. Now, if you're in a competition with somebody that you seem to have believed on, and then you also in the competition, it's really quite strange and and funny, because it begs the question: do you believe in yourself, or do you believe in this person more? Which is which? You know what I mean? But I guess he saw something in me that I couldn't see at that moment. So in life, you do meet such people who are gonna see things that you not see about yourself. So he saw something in me, and shout out to him. His name is Tebogo Manzini. He's
Shout
a
out
good.
there.
Yeah. So from there, then the whole journey just began of being Mr Mpumalanga. Yes, I had no prior experience, but that actually encouraged me to work the hardest, because I had a point to prove. And at the end of the day, it's a competition, and in a competition, we had previous kings, previous title holders there, and somehow I personally felt that maybe I wasn't much of a big of a threat to them, because I was new to this whole modeling world. You know what I mean? But then I did not want to show it, and I did not want to actually give them that leverage to say, okay, we're completely writing him off. He's not a threat, and so forth. So I managed to stay consistent from day one when they said, okay, the journey has begun. And then I was my work ethic. It was my work ethic. I managed to keep it consistent, and I feel like that's the reason why I won. Personally, I don't feel like I won because I may have been the best. Well, yes, in the end, I am the best because I won. But I feel like it was my consistency. I managed to stay consistent throughout the competition, because when it came to votings and stuff like that, I was never number one, number two. But then I managed to be in the top five, for most parts of the time. And then when it came to the tasks that were given, I did everything in time, and I managed to just fulfill all my duties as a finalist. So that consistency is what I'm talking about. So I felt like that actually led towards, or actually contributed towards my winning.
That's amazing. I want to highlight a few things that you said. Firstly, which is that other people pretty much recognized your talent on your behalf, not that it was something you went and pursued. That's something magical. I think a lot of people need to pay attention more to their environment and what they're being fed. You also said you chose to work hard and not be intimidated by whoever you see. That's also something profound, because sometimes you fail before you do something because you're scared someone does it better. So you never know unless you put everything you have into it. So I think those are some awesome words that we can take away from this conversation so far, and I want to get into your aspirations as a model for the future. Like, where do you see yourself?
Oh, to be quite frank with you, I stay in Nelspruit, right? So as I told you, I'm into fitness. I like jogging, So every time when I jog, I look at these billboards and I'm like, why is my face not in one of these billboards? You know? So as far as my aspirations go, I wanna see myself in billboards, man. I wanna grow as a model. I want to, if we talk about titles, the only two titles that I would want, two more titles that I would want would be Mr. South Africa and Mr. World / Mr. Universe. So those are the two more titles that I would want. But as for modeling on the side, I want to be a well-known model. It would be nice for me to be a public figure, like a real public figure, and sort of a household name when it comes to modeling and everything. When they talk about main model, the name Samkelo Ngomane has to pop up in your mind. Do you know what I mean? But that's only a dream, and yes, it can happen.
It can happen, of course. You put your all into it. If anything, we've been taught in more recent years that you can get to a level that you never thought possible. By the likes of Trevor Noah, by the likes of Shoma Josie, you can go as far as you want. So that's perfect. I think you should definitely pursue that, above all else. So what are the plans to go through with you as reigning king once the whole social distancing frenzy blows over? What do you aim to achieve as the king of Mpumalanga?
Well, there's so much on my bucket list, hey. But there's a scheduled tour. It's an all district tour here in Mpumalanga. We're gonna be going in all the districts, having workshops there, trying to empower and engage with so many young boys out there in society, because Mr. Mpumalanga is simply focused on nurturing and developing a boy child. We focus more on the boy child because we feel that in society they are neglected, and in society there's always that gap, when it comes to the males, and we feel like this neglection is the main reason why we have so many social issues that are actually caused by males. When we talk about raping, when we talk about theft, when we talk about all these, it's always the males. So we feel as though that it's because of this sort of neglection that actually causes all of this. So basically the tour will serve as a workshop whereby we engage with as many as we can. It's about identifying actually now the people who are actually in need of serious help, and we'll also have professionals there, because we had a meeting with the social department, and we were still in talks, but nothing conclusive as yet because of the corona. But then it was agreed that we're going to have professionals on our workshop, so that we actually now, because there's so many social issues, man. Do you know that there's some boys out there who actually get raped, but I mean they can't even go and report it to the police, because how do you even begin to report a case of rape when you are a male? Chances are you're gonna get laughed at the police station. Do you know what I mean? So all of that social stigma is something that we want to focus on, something that we'll be trying to wipe out with these workshops of ours in this tour. So basically, that's what we want to do. And then as far as my goals now, as Mr. Mpumalanga, as the year goes, it's just having a small group of boys that I can inspire so that they go on and inspire others. And eventually we'll create an inspirational circle. Do you know what I mean? So each one inspires each one, that sort of a thing. So if I can inspire at least one to go on and inspire another, and then they inspire another, and then I feel like eventually you're going to have a good society. And that's what it's all about. I cannot try to change the world, but I mean, if I can change a few people's lives, I would be happy.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. If you could do the little that you can, then you can make a bigger difference in the long run, you know? Speaking of inspiration, who would you say has been the biggest influence or role model in you becoming the person that you are today?
Whew, that's actually that's actually, I actually look up to a lot of people, so that's actually tricky. I'm one person. If I see good things in you, and it could be you, like you right now, you know, if I follow you and I see the good that you're doing, you know, I can find inspiration from that, and I can learn from that. You know, I mean, so I'm inspired by a lot of people from family. I'm inspired by my own mother. When we talk about celebrities, I look at the likes of just Judy. It's just so much. And this is weird, right? But it's so many people that actually inspire me. So long as you're doing positivity, so long as you're doing great things, you are bound to inspire me, because that's what I'm about as well. I'm about self-growth, so I want to grow. So if I see somebody who has grown, I want to find the ways of how actually, you know.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. Yeah, it's a good thing to actually be able to draw from different sources whenever you're exposed to them, you know. So it's not about being narrow-minded at all. You always have to be an absorption or be able to absorb different types of influence, positive, hopefully, not all kinds. So yeah, I'm happy to hear you say that. However, I hear that you're also an ambassador for D's African Spa. What does it mean to be an ambassador? Because I guess you being Mr. Mpumalanga by default makes you an ambassador of the brand. So what does it mean for you to be an ambassador for these brands?
Ooh, it means a lot. Personally, as a person who has never been exposed to such things, all of this comes, it comes blessing. I look at things, I'm like, wow. So all of these people want to work with me. But then I suppose it comes of just being Mr. Mpumalanga. Do you know what I mean? So as far as my sponsors go and everything like that, and with D's African Spa, it's just, it's really amazing. Sometimes I do not believe it myself. I'm like really me, really?
Yeah.
You know why? So I'm still not quite, I'm still in denial a bit, you know. It's just everything just happens so fast, you know. Everything just happened so fast, you know, when you're doing something and then all of a sudden, like, boom. I never thought I was gonna listen. At the back of my mind, there was this thing of actually me being Mr. Mpumalanga. But when it happens, I can assure you, it's a different story. It's gonna come as if maybe you never anticipated anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. And there's not really much I can say. It's just that I'm blessed to be working with these guys.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to hear it and will be appreciative of your appreciation. Of course. I mean, so how has it changed your life? I hear you talking about how intense it is and unbelievable that all these people want to work with you, but how has the title impacted your life?
Positively, I must say. You know, now there's that automatic respect that I receive, something that I wasn't accustomed to, you know.
Mm.
Always this thing in society that you have to earn respect. Well, I suppose maybe I earned it by winning Mr. Mpumalanga, but I don't feel like that's good enough. But then, uh, you know, when you walk to a place and then now because you have this sesh around you, there's Mr. Mpumalanga. Then there's
Mm.
that respect that you draw from people, and that's one thing that I actually admire. I'm like, okay, so respected, okay, that's nice. But everything, the way everything is happening,
Mm.
it's completely the opposite of what I was before. There's so there's so much growth that comes with the title. in terms of like the way you need to conduct yourself, you know, the way to interact with people, just that generally. I mean, so obviously I'm not that I was sort of a loose cannon before, but now there's that growth, there's that automatic, you know, you have to do like this. You have to. I talk a lot, but now I have to like calm myself down, be professional, and all of these things. But I suppose when you're a model, you can have it both ways, right?
To an extent, of course. I think the thing about your title as well is that you now have this big platform. So obviously you need to watch how you behave and check yourself more and be more aware of what you stand for. You know, so I think that's one of the responsibilities that come with your title. So what would you have said is the biggest message you would want to put out while you have this platform?
Biggest message I would like to put out is that to any boy that's listening, it could be a girl, but mainly the boys. If you believe in something, if you truly believe in something, it doesn't matter. Even if, like, check me for instance, I had no prior modeling experience. I was completely uninformed and all of that, right? But if you truly believe in something and you feel like you can do it, it means you can do it, because the fact that you even had that thought in the first place, that is something else. You know what I mean? So the fact that you were able to think about such a thing, and then now it's all just up to you implementing it and just trying your hardest to actually achieve it. If you can just do that, I mean, for say, there's gonna be people who are gonna say some things, you know, just to off track you, make you focus and whatnot. I want to say this: in my journey as Mr. Mpumalanga, it wasn't easy. I feel like people could actually see my potential more than I could see it for myself. So throughout the end, you know, throughout the crowning, there were a lot of allegations, there were a lot of talks, things that shook me. Like, people are now starting to talk not so nice things about me, things that I did not know. You know, for starters, I have a tattoo, and when you're a male model, you can have as many tattoos as you want. But people were now making that an issue, and that's when I could see that, okay, these people, they actually can see that, okay, this boy stands a chance. So maybe let's try something to actually put his fire out. You know, just light off his candle, so, and stuff like that. But just remaining focused, just put God first. Remain focused. If you believe in something, do it. Don't let anybody tell you different. If you believe in something, do it. That's all that I can.
Yeah, that's actually really good, because, you know, I was
Yeah.
about to ask you about the negative, you know, parts of being in your position, because I know oftentimes, even if you're not somebody per se, you can get negative feedback, negative commentary, negative things being said about you all the time. So what does it take really to be able to filter out, you know, all the negativity that you hear, to be able to focus on what's good? How do you keep on the path that keeps you from absorbing negative energy, so to speak?
You just gotta tell yourself, you know, with success, it comes a lot of that. You know, that I feel like it's part and parcel of, you know, the more good that you're doing, it's the more evil you attract, if I may put it that way. You know, so it's rather unfortunate that it has to be that way, but that's how it is. If you do good, there's gonna be people who actually are against it, and I do not know why. But the way that I personally deal with it is, I just try to focus on myself. Like, for instance, I have never experienced negative feedback or negative, you know, whatever from social media. And then all of a sudden, like, this was 2 nights before my crowning, and then I see a post. In fact, it's a finalist that shows me. It says, "Hey, have a look at this." Then I look at it. It is so much. so many allegations, man. I was like, okay, this guy is a sex offender. This guy, he uses women. This guy has tattoos. This guy has this and that. So circulate this message. Make sure that we get him out of the competition and stuff like that. You know, that nearly broke my spirit to actually think that out there there's a human being who would actually want to do all those things. But then I actually sat down and said, you know what? I feel like this person actually, whoever instigated the whole thing, they actually can see that I am close to winning this competition. They see something in me, you know? So I actually used that in a positive way. I was like, okay, thank you for that. Now you just gave me assurance, the kind of assurance that I need. You guys actually see me as a threat. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do me and keep on winning. So just do not focus on the negativity, man. And people are always gonna talk. People talk. It's fun to talk. We're human
Yes.
beings. That's what makes us different from all the other species. The fact that we talk. So do not be worried when people start talking. It's fun to talk.
That's excellent. I'm glad you said that. And with that being said, thank you so much for joining me today. Very lovely to get to know you and meet you and get inside your head a little bit. That was fun. Excellent.
And I must say, hey, it didn't feel so professional as I thought it would. Yeah, it was really fun. Hey, I really enjoyed.
Yeah, and say hi and bye to our viewers just quickly before we let you.
Hello, guys. And it's goodbye from me. Make sure that you stay tuned. Visit the official Mr Mpumalanga page. Visit my handle on my page on Instagram. It's Mr Mpumalanga, or at the Real Star Boy. Facebook, Samkelo Ngomane, Mr Mpumalanga 2020. Just stay tuned and watch out. And we'll try to make sure that everything is up to date. The pages are up to date. As soon as this lockdown is finished and everything starts to get back to normal, we'll try our hardest to actually now give the people what they've been waiting for, because we are also anxious, you know. So stay tuned, guys. There's more to come. This is only the beginning, and I love all of you.
Excellent. I'm sure they love you too. I'm Tembi J. This was excellent meeting you, and I've loved doing this interview. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye.